Hey, Yetta, have you been at the computer all day?
Yeah? What makes you think that?
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
We're excited that we've been able to create for you free access to over 603 Life's Inside Track episodes where we share insider tips, making house home, really how to get the most out of your space. And the amazing thing is you can get access to them either on CHRI or on our Decker Team YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed, you know what to do so you can get them right away. We're going to explore this time that when we talk about foundation, on top of the solid foundation, we need something else layered to be able to function. And that is posture. So Virginia's with us still to chat about really what is that posture we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so posture, and when I'm speaking with my clients specifically talking about posture, is on top of the foundation is what is the rest of my body doing? Is it hunched over?
Like sitting at the computer all day?
Like sitting at the computer all day. Have I been sitting at, what happens? I catch myself, and I've been teaching this, right? And you start hunching over, and it's like, and then all of a sudden now it feels.
Shoulders roll in.
Yeah. And you think about squishing all of the organs, like my back's starting to get sore, my neck's getting sore. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I pull up and open up my chest, now my organs can breathe, my spine is not being taxed, my hips, it's all connected. And so with posture, what does that look like? Do we even know what proper posture? Because, am I sticking my chest out? Am I like pulling up my shoulders? What is that? So what posture is and why we need good posture is so that our body can function at its best, to be fully balanced. So we're starting with that foundation, which go back to the first segment that we talked about, foundation. And now starting at foundation and working our way up. So I think about those lengthening through my legs. I'm going to contract my glute muscles. So if you don't know what the gluteus maximus is, those are the butt muscles, the bum muscles, those muscles that if we lose it, we actually cannot get down to the floor and back up again. So they are independent muscles, our butt muscles, our glutes.
And the reason you say they're independent muscles is it's what gives us the independence to do the things that we want to do, right?
Absolutely.
We've been talking about, what is it you used to do that you love doing? What is it that you've never done but you want to do? Is it jumping on a trampoline? That was a big thrill for me on the weekend. I said to the grandkids when they came, this time I will jump on the trampoline with you. I don't think I've done that before. And it was a big deal. But there was a time I couldn't have done that.
Yes, absolutely. So I have a client who, his dream is to get back into a kayak. Actually, his dream is to get out of the kayak.
He can get in okay, but he can't
get out. And so he can do that with his wife because that brings them joy. Maybe it's getting in and out of a car, right?
Like a low car?
Like a low car, right?
It takes a lot of effort to get out of my car. Gracefully.
Yeah, you can fall onto the ground and then crawl across to a bench and get up, but that's not really what you want to be doing.
No. Or getting down to the floor, right? Clients who want to get down to the floor and get back up again. Why do you want to get down to the floor? Well, I want to play with my grandchildren. Right? Or I want to bend over, I want to pick up something I dropped, my keys or whatever it is. And so your posture, the glutes specifically, are going to help you. You have to contract them though. And so we can lose that. And I've had clients that they're like, am I squeezing them? I can't feel it. And so over time though, it's retraining again, the glutes to be able to contract. Now, so next up, we're moving up. And so we go into the lower abdominals. And so the lower abdominals, and typically when we contract our glutes, our lower abdominals are going to engage. And then you got to think about pulling up through the spine and out of the hips. So I'm constantly telling my clients, pull up, and you just feel that difference. So it's like a pearl necklace, and you just think about it, it's in your hands, and you just lift it up, and you're coming up vertebra by vertebra. And then what do we do with these guys? Because a lot of times our shoulders come up towards our ears. And so let's think about putting those shoulder blades in the back pocket, opening up our chest here. And that is great posture.
And when you say back pocket, you're kind of pulling your two shoulder blades together.
Not necessarily, it's more down.
Down,
so I'm
not together.
Not together, but down into the back pocket. So if you can visualize, and that's another huge part of what we do in my classes is visualize. So think about pulling up like that pearl necklace, coming up, right?
Without the shoulders coming up.
Without the shoulders coming up, because I'm thinking about the spine, not the shoulders. So separating those, which we typically just lump all in together. And then where's my head? Right? Is it sitting on my spine correctly, or is it forward? And a lot of that dowager's hump, because we're on our computers, right, or our cell phones, and we start to hunch, and then you can see.
And we're looking down and forward too much. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the muscles get used to doing that. And then I find, like, in my car, if I'm driving, I can tell whether my head is too far forward if it's not close or touching the headrest. And if it's back, then I know, then I can drop my chin, pull it back, and I've got the right posture in my neck. Because otherwise, when your head's forward, it's a lot of weight. People get strain in the neck and the shoulders, and they get headaches and that kind of thing. And it's similar to a house. Remember we did a house sale once, and the teleposts that go in the basement, that hold up your beams, they were crooked. They were on an angle. And what the inspector said was they've lost all structural integrity, because once they're not perfectly vertical, then they have no strength because they just get pushed down. And I think it's probably similar with the body, right? If you're not vertical, you're angled forward or back.
Or sideways.
You're throwing everything off.
Absolutely. And the beautiful thing about our body, our bodies are miracles. They're created that way. The beautiful thing is we can retrain our body. And the other beautiful thing, yet it's for a time, is when we've hurt ourselves and we get off balance. But what happens is that other body parts
will compensate. Yeah.
And so then when we're limping and people are, I feel great. I'm like, okay. And because they compensate, but now I'm off balance even more, and I'm unaware. Right. I think I'm getting old. This is just what happens. Yes, we're aging, and there are things that we can do because our miracle body will retrain, and so that we can, we've all seen people who are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s running marathons or, doing gymnastics or lifting weights, and we can too. You can too. It's exciting.
Right. And if you want to stay connected with us between episodes or get a hold of our special guests, do it by just sending us an email together@deckerteam.com, because we want to give you access not only to our knowledge, but to the knowledge of those clients and friends that we've journeyed with that we know have something that you also want access to.
Yeah. And I've taken some of your classes and it's really about gentle movement with some stretching and a little bit of strengthening and balancing. And they're really quite almost relaxing. They're not like what you think of a workout, right?
Well, except at the beginning when we started doing it, I found it painful because I wasn't holding my posture right. So even though it's simple, it's not necessarily easy to get back on track.
Yes. And going back to Yetta, fast, brain going fast, right? It's about slowing down the movements. When we move fast, we're using those big muscles that are going to take over. And then all of those supporting muscles, there's layers of muscles. The supporting muscles now cannot do their job. So they're not going to work. They're going to atrophy. And so that's going to create pain as well. So it's about slowing down. That was the biggest challenge I had starting, learning as an instructor, is to slow it down. Cool. Go to that first point of discomfort, no further. And pain, we don't want pain. Yeah, that's our body telling us something.
Okay, that's great. Thanks for clarifying that, because we're clarifying your options, because when your options are clear, your wisdom will flow.
Moving forward with the